Hey, what's up? This is Kevin from Peacock Inside Tech. And the one question that I get asked all the time is, what is the best smartphone that I can buy right now? And in my opinion, it's definitely this one. I've been using the Note 10 Plus every day since it was released, and I think that gives me enough time to tell you my real thoughts about the device, because I don't think it's fair to give a phone a review after 1 or 2 days. You have to live with the phone, you have to test the phone, you have to see if you can integrate it into your daily life. That's why I think after 4 weeks of using the phone, this should be enough time to give you a real picture of the phone. See, I came from the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, so I didn't expect the Note 10 Plus to be much of an upgrade. And luckily, I was wrong. Kinda. In terms of looks and specs, they're very similar phones. But because of the S Pen, the Note 10 takes it to a whole new level and making it a great tool for getting things done. I really think this phone was targeted clearly to creators and business people. But also while doing that, made it the perfect phone for also a normal user. The first one is design and display. The Note 10 is, in my opinion, one of the most eye-catching phones out there, and it's not because of the new funky color, but because of the thinness, tiny bezels, and display. I think most people would agree that this phone looks really good laying on the table. I went with the new Aura Glow color because I think it's awesome. Some might say it's a little too much, but I like how the colors change depending on how the light hits it. The Note 10 Plus is no doubt a big phone. For a big phone, it feels pretty good in the hand too, maybe because of the curved back and the curved display up front. There is one problem with the design though. For me it is, at least. And that's the button placement. There used to be a power button on the right side and the volume rocker and the Bixby button on the left side. But Samsung changed that and put the power button where the beloved Bixby button lives. So it doubles as a Bixby button and a power button. Luckily, you can deactivate this in the settings, but for me, it's really odd to have the power button on the left side. Bored at Work, a YouTube channel that I follow, seemed to like the new arrangement of buttons, but I just can't get used to it. A lot of people have also been upset about the absence of a headphone jack, but to be honest, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it could be that it's because I'm invested in the Bluetooth headphones, but I can understand a little bit. The Note 10 Plus has an amazing screen. I'm sure you've heard it a million times by now, but Samsung makes some of the best smartphone displays on the market. The Quad HD display on the Note 10 is sharp, it's bright, and it also gets really dim at night, which is awesome for those times you want to read something in bed. The only gripe I have is even though the curved display looks beautiful, stunning, sexy, I have a lot of accidental touches because of the curve, and this really annoys me. But I found out if you slap a case on it, this problem goes away, but that's also a shame. You have this pretty phone and you gotta hide it in a case. The Note 10 isn't only a pretty face either. It performs like a champ. Ever since I've opened up the device, it's been fast, it's been smooth. Opening multiple apps, multitasking, all been a breeze. None of the old Samsung freezes and stutters from the TouchWiz days. And that's probably due to the Note 10's supercomputer-like specs. Listen to this. 6.8-inch dynamic OLED QHD screen, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 processor, or in my case, the Exynos 9825 because I live in Germany, 12 gigabytes of RAM, up to 512 gigabytes of internal storage, expandable up to 1.5 terabytes, a 4,300 milliamp battery, fast charging up to 45 watts. With specs like these, there's no reason for the phone not to be fast. Battery life has been good too. I've always made it through the day. The 4,300 milliamp battery isn't the biggest battery compared to something like the ROG Phone 2 from Asus with 6,000 milliamps, but definitely performs well. I also use the dual SIM feature for work and personal use. The battery definitely takes a hit when I use it, but I can normally get through the day. And the one feature that makes a note is the S Pen. The S Pen gives the phone a whole new dynamic. For me personally, just being able to cut out text and pictures to share with friends or customers is a huge help. I work in sales and travel a lot around Europe. Being able to work on my phone while traveling is awesome. Don't get me wrong, it's possible to work from almost any flagship phone on the go, but none of them make it as easy as the Note. If you're interested in a video about how I work with my Note 10 or how you can be more productive with like Samsung DeX, leave me a comment below and I'll see if I can make another video for you. The S Pen has also been improved this year with air gestures where you can flip the camera, you can zoom in, pause movies or music. To be honest, I rarely use the gestures, but I have tried them out. but I don't see myself using them daily. With one exception though, using the S Pen for snapping pics is awesome. Just set the phone up on the corner or on the table or on a bench, line your friends up, take the S Pen with you, take a snap, easy. And speaking of camera, the Note 10's cameras are awesome. Some of the best on the market at the moment. It comes with a 10 megapixel selfie camera that can record up to 4K video. The quality from the front camera is right up there with the best of them. For example, the Pixel 3, which in my opinion has the best front-facing camera. I'm not much of a selfie guy, but for those few times that I do need to take one, I'm not disappointed with the performance. On the back, it has a 3-camera setup. A 12 megapixel standard wide angle lens with a dual aperture, a 12 megapixel telephoto lens with 2x optical zoom, a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera, which I love. These cameras produce some of the most stunning shots that I've seen on the smartphone today. You can see in some of these examples how vibrant, how sharp, how great the dynamic range is. It's not the best camera in low light. I was excited to hear that they released a new night mode earlier this year, but I'm not very impressed. The Pixel 3 and the Huawei P30 Pro, they just perform a lot better in low light. It's not to say that the Note 10 is horrible in low light, it's just not on the same level as the Pixel 3 and the Huawei P30 Pro. Video recording is also really good. It can shoot up to 4K at 60 frames per second. At 4K 30 frames per second, you can also shoot with the ultra wide lens, which you can get a lot more in the shot this way, and it really comes in handy in tight spaces. The Note 10 also comes with an improved steady, they call it super steady stabilization. It was already good on the S10, but here they improved on it a bit, and it's really like you're using a gimbal. No matter how bumpy or shaky the situation is, I just didn't notice it on camera. The only limitation to this feature though is that it only records it up to full HD. It would have been nice to see 4K, but full HD is sharp enough, I guess. The camera also comes loaded with some of these fun but kind of gimmicky features like AR Doodle and AR Emoji. I don't see myself using these features too much, but they're nice to have. One feature that I think that is really cool, but not many people mention it, is the 3D mapping capabilities. Because of the time of flight sensor on the back of the Note, you can map out 3D objects and turn them into GIFs. It's pretty cool. But overall, I'm really impressed with the Note 10 Plus's camera. Very flexible because of the 3 lenses on the back, and it has a really good selfie camera. No matter the situation, I know I'll get a good shot. For me, the Note 10 Plus is nearly the perfect phone. It has all the features you could ask for. Has a beautiful display, great camera, great battery life. What else do you want? Let me know if you agree, if you disagree, you think something else is better, am I missing something here? Leave me a comment and like the video if you want to see more content like this. My name's Kevin from Peacock Inside Tech. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.